souls, hello one and all. Welcome to Grandma D's house, where you can be you, I can be me, and we'll learn from the magic book machine. We'll put some things in, then a story comes out to help us figure out what life is all about. So come and see Grandma D, Fifi, Brandon, and Ashley, 'cause when you're with them, you're with family. 1, 2, fiddly 3, it's Grandma D in the magic book machine.
Hi, customer. That's 1 chicken nugget and spaghetti pizza coming right up.
I ordered a chocolate cake too.
Oh, right. Be right back.
Oh.
It's in the kitchen.
Hi, reading friends. He said he's pretending to work at a restaurant, and Brandon asked me if I wanted to be a customer.
Oh, hi, reading friends. Ash and I are using our imagination to play restaurant.
I told them that already.
Oh, okay. So, reading friends, do you ever use your brain to imagine or play pretend with your siblings or with friends? It can be so fun. Here's your strawberry cake.
I said chocolate cake.
Be right back.
Reading friends, I don't think I've ever imagined before. Have you?
Here you go. That's 1 chocolate cake.
Brandon.
That'll be $16.
Brandon, that is a shoe. Brother, you said you were going to bring me a chocolate cake.
It's right there.
That is a shoe, brother. Ugh.
Ash, I think you might not understand pretending.
I do too. We imagine play in our play kitchen at school. And me and Evelyn used to play kitchen, and we'd use fake food and plastic plates.
Well, we are doing the same, but without needing to see actual food.
Real food?
See... Hey, Ash.
Yeah?
Reading friends, for this story time, I have a book that might just help us out on how we imagine.
Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crocket Johnson. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on. He made a straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on his long straight path, so he left the path for a shortcut across the field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just 1 tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly he realized what was happening, but by then Harold was over his head in the ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed right along with him. After he sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and then he thought of the picnics that made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie. But there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished the picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb, to see where he was. Harold knew the higher he went, the further he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. And there wasn't any other side to the mountain. He was falling in thin air. But luckily he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon, big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see the window. He couldn't even see his house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way. Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room in his bed. Then suddenly, Harold remembered. He remembered where his bed window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it, and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor, and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end.
Oh, I see. Well, reading friends, that book sure was great. I wonder if I imagine hard enough, I will make that shoe look like a chocolate cake like it's supposed to.
Grandma D would say imagination is as important as knowing how to do something. Imagination makes things possible.
Oh.
That means you can do anything if you imagine it.
Oh, hey, Brandon, I'm gonna take this chocolate cake and I'm gonna fly on a giant bird to Hawaii.
What? Ash, you...
Uh-huh.
Oh, friend. You are using your imagination, I see.
Yeah.
Hey, reading friends. All this talk of imaginary chocolate cake made me hungry. Let's go see if there's real cake for snack.
Oh, Mr. T said that for today's snack, it's apple and oatmeal cookie.
Oh, well, we can pretend it's chocolate cake.
That's a great idea, brother. Okay, reading friends, thanks for joining us today.
We hope you come back and imagine together with us tomorrow for another story time.
And as Grandma D always says, I don't much care for goodbyes, so for now, farewell.
It's time to say farewell for now, farewell, farewell, for now, for now. It's time to say farewell for now, farewell, farewell, for now, for now. Our time has been such fun, our friendship's only just begun. So remember to share what you've learned with everyone. But it's time to say farewell for now, farewell, farewell, for now, for now. It's time to say farewell for now, farewell, farewell, for now, for now. Grandma D loves you and everything you are. You can bet we'll be with you even when we seem far. And so we'll say farewell for now, farewell, farewell, for now, for now. It's time to say farewell for now, farewell, farewell.